Okay, well first, we're still moving on the steps. I'm going to be discussing step 4 this time, but I want to show you one of my new shirts because I bought a bunch of llama shirts because I thought they were cute. And this one came first. I bought this one by itself. I have a whole heap of them coming, hopefully sometime this week, maybe next. I just got a notification that they shipped. Hoodies, t-shirts, all kinds of shit. But this one, alrighty. So it says, be cool, be unique, be better, be different, be magical, be yourself, unless you can be a llama corn. And I'm going to close up on my chest there. Pay no attention. It's a little llama corn. Unicorns are my other favorite thing. Unicorns and butterflies and llamas. Alright, so I had to show off that for my first second here. Alrighty. So we left off at step 3 from the EDA manual, and I have some kind of jacked up green makeup going on because it is March 16th today, which means tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day. And not that I give two shits, but it's green, and I have some bright green in this thing, so it should go with my eyeshadow. But I literally did this in like 2.5 seconds, so it looks like shit. But I'm taking a shower after I do these videos, so it doesn't matter. I don't care. Alright, so step 4. Step 4 is a doozy. Let me tell you about step 4. Fuck step 4. And this little workbook that I've been looking at, if you can see, like, it's got, you know, questions and gives you spaces to write your answers in. They're all like that. Some of them are different. Some of them's got, it just depends on what it wants. Step 4 involves lists. A bunch of lists. In step 4, I'm thinking I'm good. Like, okay, brainstorm list of resentments and like things or people that you resent. It could be people, institutions, principles, whatever makes you angry and you resent. Okay, so I'm looking at this, and then it gives me one of these little guys. Like, I'm going to hold it this way. I don't know. Like, just a little chart. You write each thing in, and then there's other stuff to add to it, which I'll get to. For resentments, I had to get, it wants you to list 10, okay? I 2 pages, notebook paper. Fuck. And then I went on, there's like 7 or 8 or 9 or 10 things other than resentment. It's crazy. I'm like, I don't even want to finish step 4. I don't know. Step 4. The title. Step 4 is made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. I don't do a lot of like editing because what you see is what you get. I mean, whatever. Which is why I have 30 and 40 minute videos on here. But I was talking about stuff that I needed to talk about. I could have done it in like 7 different videos, but I just did it in one. Why not? I contemplated breaking it up, but I didn't want to. So, yeah, let's look at this. Okay. So, a list of people, so we made a searching and fearless moral inventory of ourselves. Resentment. Please list people, institutions, or principles. The source, it says. With whom you are angry or against whom you hold resentment. A resentment is usually unresolved anger, blah, 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 blah. Institutions can be groups of people, organizations like banks, credit card companies, magazines, police departments, states, cities, countries, restaurants, colleges, university. Same thing, etc. Principles include ideas such as love at first sight, honesty is the best policy, you live under my roof, follow the rules, you live under my roof, you follow my rules. Racism and any other form of prejudice. But keep it simple. Just list people, institutions, or principles. Leave details for your inventory. The inventory is that chart that I just showed. So I went through and did 10 fucking resentments, okay? And I wasn't even thinking about like things like, you live under my roof, like stupid shit like that. I started to, but those didn't end up in my inventory, in my chart. Which, those ones I had fake it till you make it. I hate that fucking saying. Beauty is only skin deep. Looks will get you anywhere. And clean your plate. Thought that was a good one to have for an eating disorder one. So anyway, but I didn't even use it in my inventory because I wasn't even looking at it. I was looking at what I had starred over here from like the 15 people and places and things that I wrote down. So anyway, so the inventory part, so I listed all these things, right? I included like high school was my number one. We've talked about high school in that one video, just briefly, but I listed certain people as the rest of them. They're all people. It's all people. It's high school, and then it's people, okay? So the inventory part, so this chart, this is such bullshit, okay? So this, you got the source, and then you put the reason. So we'll use my high school example. I don't even know what I did with the chart that I started using for high school, but we'll grab this. Somewhere on here is high school. High school. So high school. That's the source. So then the next one is the reason or the cause. Put the reason and the cause for this resentment, issue, anger, whatever. I was called fat, ugly, weird, annoying, stalker, gross. I was ditched by friends that became popular. And when they decided I wasn't, albeit that, I should just put school because that all happened when I was like 10 years old. That happened between like 4th and 5th grade. I put, it all really did make me hate myself for a while. And plus I was told when I was 16, I was told I'd be pretty if I were skinny. Oh, well, fuck you too, Dick. I hope you watch this someday. I see you on social media. Not really, but oh, Lord. I have looked him up before. I actually looked him up recently to see if he was still fat because dude got fat. I can't really tell how. He's bigger than he was in high school, but I don't know. I don't care. But I did find out he's single again because he was married to some supermodel looking chick. And I'm like, even fat, he gets a fucking supermodel looking chick. And he's really not that cute. Anyway, not the point. So then after the reason is the effects, at risk and how it affects me. So for each reason, write if the situation affects or threatens any of the following: self-esteem, pride, ambition, finances, security, sexual or intimacy needs, and family or social relationships. So for high school, what's at risk and what it affects of mine, I put self-esteem, because I don't know anybody who's going to be, oh, you're fat and you're ugly and you're stupid and you're weird and you're gross and you're a crazy stalker bitch and get away from me, and oh, hey, by the way, you'd be pretty if you were skinny. Unless I don't even fucking know who that's not gonna at least affect in some kind of fucking way. Especially when it happens for 10 fucking years. So, I'm just saying. You know. 4th, 5th grade till I fucking graduated. And then some. Have I talked about my roommates when I was a freshman in college? Anyway, I will later. It was funny because one of them thought I was anorexic. I wasn't anorexic. I wasn't even bulimic yet. I had eating issues, but I didn't have a straight up eating disorder yet. Only hopes to have one. So I put, obviously it affects my self-esteem and my social relationships, my, social friendships, whatever. I lost a bunch of friends when I was, 10, 11 years old. Had the inability to make friends when I was older than junior high, and by the time I hit high school, they all just hated me, except for one of them. There was one in the popular group that I was really good friends with, and I still adore him. Doesn't hurt that he's gay, but, that's probably why we were friends. Pride, because, ouch, as if this wasn't all shit that I already, knew. Anyway, y'all gotta keep telling it to me. Some dick in my fucking social studies class in 9th grade called me hambone. Did I talk about that class in another video? I think I did. I had 4 people who ruined my fucking, just ruined my fucking day. I hated those people. I could name drop, but I won't. There's only one that I know of the existence on social media anyway. Ambition. I put ambition because I equated that to like the teasing and whatever, to not wanting to do things, not wanting to, the inability to speak in front of people, the not wanting to go for stuff. Like when I was in 6th grade, I did fucking everything, man. I was in 4-H, I was in Girl Scouts, I played basketball, I was a cheerleader, and I was in band. Okay. Not saying I didn't try sometimes. Me playing basketball in 6th grade is just fucking comical. It was not okay. And then, of course, me trying to be a cheerleader, everybody else is just these skinny little minis, and I'm, like one of the chubby kids in the group. I was chubby. I was not fat, but I was chubby. I was a little overweight, but I am not fat. Thank you. And I'm not ugly. Has anybody seen Life with Mikey? I'm not ugly. I'm not ugly. She just wanted to have her cookie commercial. Not ugly. Love that movie. Okay, so then after that, although even though it was high school and young, I suppose it could have affected sexual and intimacy. I was not a sexually active teenager. People stayed the fuck away from me. I was annoying, remember? I don't care. Fuck it all. Errors on my part. So it says, as we review so far, blah, blah, blah. Now we consider each person on the resentment inventory with empathy and compassion. I didn't have an issue doing this except for with one, but we won't go there. It's not my example of the high school, so it's okay. We use the resentment prayer. This is funny. We use the resentment prayer. This is a sick person. How can I be helpful? God, save me from being angry. Thy will be done. Use that prayer for each individual before looking at our part. Well, how did I make that situation a thing? Not just them. We found out what they did. What did I do to escalate it? Because it always takes two. And I know I was obnoxious. I was fucking obnoxious. I hate the fact that that was me at like 13, 14, 15, 16. I hate that. But after douchebag told me I'd be pretty if I were skinny, I was fucking done. And I had some little annoyances with like some little quirks with the one that I said was my friend, because I didn't know for sure his sexuality back then, and he was cute. But he was actually my friend, and I was not blowing that. And he is a really good dude. Okay? And he's actually worked these steps on the AA side, so go team. Him. All right, so once we've considered the suffering of the others involved for each resentment, we can fill out the fourth column of my error or my part. So things to consider for this column: self-seeking, selfishness, dishonesty, and fear. Was I self-seeking? Was I being dishonest? Was I selfish? And was I acting out of fear? For high school, I said, honestly, I was annoying. LOL. But I also didn't understand at 10, 12, and 14 why I kept getting ditched. Before I was annoying. LOL. I didn't know how to be in school. That, I was the weird kid in all the fucking teen movies, but it didn't end up like, wasn't She's All That, where suddenly I was the weird kid that ended up as prom queen. Like, that wasn't a thing. I didn't even go to prom. Fuck the establishment. I'm kidding. But I didn't go to prom. So I didn't know how to be in school, like around the popular kids, especially since a bunch of these people fucking ditched me within the last 4 years, 2 to 4, depending on, what grade you were at, 2 to 4 years. So I was awkward. I was very socially awkward. Especially when it came to boys. I was not, yeah. Mm-hmm. I did annoying things to them and around them. I did. I was weird, and I was kind of a creeper when I was like 13 years old in junior high. But to the extent to be then with a totally different person who wasn't involved in any of that, to be called a stalker when I was 16 in high school, yeah, bitch, I'm not stalking you. We both go to this fucking place. I went here before I knew you existed. I'm not here because of your stupid selfish ass or self-centered ass. Bye. So yeah, and I was like, that ended between 11th and 12th grade, as I said. He told me that. He said I'd be pretty if I were skinny, and I was done. The resolution, I said graduation, but I wasn't paying enough attention to what the resolution was actually supposed to be. So the resolution says, we ask God to remove fear, self-pity, and shame. We ask ourselves what a person of integrity and dignity would do if they found the courage to act despite their emotions. We commit to doing our best to act accordingly, blah, blah, blah. But I put graduation because I didn't have to see most of those motherfuckers again. And, you know, whatever. I'm not around it anymore. Like, it's not in the back of my head because obviously I'm still talking about that dude that, you know, told me I'd be pretty if I were skinny when I was 16 years old. What every teenage girl wants to hear. I ignore what I can, and I can say I worked on me, but I was not working on me when I was in college. I was working on getting the fuck out of college and getting the fuck out of Ohio. Hi, still in Ohio, never left. Friends happened. Vagness happened. It happens. Honestly, most of the working on me has only happened in the last year or two, but after all that, like, let go, let God, serenity prayer, like, I can't change it. It happened. It is what it is. Whatever. So, that being said, after I thought I was done, there's more. Other than resentment, there's also, and it's got all the same criteria in that little chart, how does it affect me? Like, what was my part in it, the resolution, all that stuff. There's self-pity. So we got resentment, self-pity, shame, guilt, fear, not done yet, guys, confusion, frustration, talk about frustration, despair, that might be it, and that's it. So there you have it. And it was all of them included, all that crap that was in that chart. And yes, it's it's crap. I'm sorry. It's just too much. The reason that you had an issue with it, what it affects and how does it affect you, what was your part in it, and resolution for all of those things. Kill me now. All right, guys, that was step 4, and it was a little bit longer because I gave examples. But I'm right around the same time as the previous ones. So I will see you when I talk about step 5. All right. Namaste, bitches. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Bye.
I am brash. I am sassy.